Look around this room and tell me what you see. We are drowning in dried flowers. We have dried flowers everywhere, which wouldn't be such a big deal except for the fact that winter is over. It is now seedling season, and I need all the space for growing plants. You gotta check out these seedlings. We have so many of the ranunculus and anemones. We have 2,700 started in total, I think, and some of them are getting so big. It's really exciting. Every single one of these trays has rooted. There's lots of growth. All we need to do now is wait for the weather to warm up just the tiniest bit to get these outside. I was hoping to be planting them this week, but I'm fingers crossed next week. We have an entire bed of bells of Ireland started, and these need to get under lights. They've been inside pre-sprouting, and any day now they're gonna be showing green.
Crazy boy.
The snapdragons that I started are ready to get pricked out. We have 2 trays like this, which actually have like thousands of snapdragons in total. I'm really excited. These are some of my favorites, the Costas, my butter popcorn Costas. I can't wait to see how many this one tray is gonna turn into. We have thousands of soil blocks filled in. This is all of our feverfew. We have a tray of yarrow. We have rudbeckia. We have some snapdragons, perennials like Fama scabiosa. We have Amy. We have Orlea. A lot of these cooler weather things that, you know, will grow in these blocks for a little bit of time, but it won't be long before these are going outside too. And then I have a second succession of soil blocks. Ian spent an entire day making me soil blocks, and at this point I filled every single one of them. So in here I have my status, I have my straw flowers, all these things that like to get established in the cool. It won't be long until the garden is filling up. In all of these racks in total, I probably have 10 or 12 entire beds of plants growing. But it's not time to be thinking about seedlings. It's time to be thinking about the mess. We need to get on this. The very first thing we need to do before we start anything with the dried flowers is we need to take inventory of what's actually in here. We have this room, we have stuff boxed away. We need to open up these boxes. We need to know what we're working with.
These are the plastic pieces. Oh, I mean the shell. There's a lot of dried flowers in here.
The spring really isn't the right time to be cleaning up our mess. This is a job that really should have gotten done in the winter, but we were taking time off. We were being lazy. We actually were playing a bunch of video games and watching a bunch of TV shows all winter. Lately, I've been enjoying the game Match Masters. It's a match 3 puzzle game, and my favorite part is that you can play against real people, not just a computer. Your adorable characters competing in a game show, player versus player, working their way up the ranks, and every day there's a new mode you can try. You can join teams and dominate the leaderboard, or fill sticker albums and win epic prizes. Sam and I have been loving the Woolly Workout Booster. You power it up with blue star matches and then attack.
Pretty good move, right?
I know.
Let's do... We're beating them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
High five!
Booyah!
Yeah! We're beating all the people in the game, huh?
Buy this one, but pinata.
The only way to get this $10 pinata pack for free is to download Match Masters from the link in the video description or QR code on the screen. You get a package with awesome boosters, stickers, coins, outfits, and lucky spins. My avatar's name is You Can't Eat the Grass, so download Match Master with the link in the description and come play with me. May the best matcher win. I don't even know what's in here. I'm shocked there's so many boxes of just flowers. I guess let's start taking a peek. It's a box of just Rudbeckia. And then a little bit of feverfew still. These boxes are definitely not as full as they were last year when we filled them up. We've definitely kind of half emptied this one at least.
Do you want what's in box number 1, or do you want to trade it for what's in box number 2? Which is, it smells like dill. Dill, grasses, and a little mixed bag of everything else.
I don't know, that box is pretty good.
Yeah.
That stuff's pretty good. That's definitely not in the going pile.
So you traded your box.
This larkspur box, like this used to be full of larkspur, but I feel like we've sold a lot of this. Yeah, and this is starting to get picked down on. The larkspur is one of the best dried flowers, in my opinion, but it also isn't going to be long until we're harvesting fresh larkspur again. So, you know, we could break this up because we use larkspur in the Christmas decorations. So we could just break this down for Christmas decorations. Get an empty box. Well, we definitely have no shortage of amaranth.
This boxes these are.
This box smells so good. I don't know what this is. I think, oh, there's basil, the cinnamon basil in here. It's a sad day. We're probably gonna have to throw some amaranth out. There's only so much amaranth we need. Oh my god, this is entire bouquets. This is a box of bouquets.
Perfect. Oh, my turn. It's just like Christmas. Let's see what we got. Oh, this one's all zinnias.
What do you think? Like, how many zinnias do we need? Yeah, I like them, but are florists gonna be buying
I don't know.
these?
You know, I like them too. I was like, oh, but these ones don't look so good. But they look
But
pretty
they
good.
do.
They look good.
Yeah.
Look at this one.
Yeah.
This big poofy one.
I know.
I really like this dark purple color.
I feel like this whole box is keepers.
Yeah, it might be keepers. I think us deciding that everything is keepers is how we got ourselves in this mess in the first place.
Fair enough.
Snapdragons. Are they worthless?
I don't know. I mean, I use them in the bouquets, but I think they're definitely not gonna be a sell to a florist.
Yeah. These might be on the cut list.
This is status and straw flowers. Those are obviously not. Those are the keepers. But it's also like we have so much of it already. You know, this is looking pretty picked over. Like mostly just yellow in here. There's some marigolds, more Rudbeckia. We definitely have more than we need. You know, like a lot of these boxes were just everything that we had, and seeing what is out there already ready to get packed away. We can be picky. We can pick the best of what we have and get rid of a lot of these bits and pieces. It may seem like a lot of bouquets that we're making, and it may seem like a lot of bouquets that we have left over, but dried flower bouquets was actually 5% of our total sales last year. We sold a lot of dried flowers, you know, in just that little bit every single week. And the other thing that dried flowers is hugely important for us is when we are down at the farmer's market and all of our fresh flowers sell out, that's when we bring out more and more of our dried flowers. They're kind of always there, they're always available. We're able to fill up the stand, keep the stand looking great until the end of the market, which actually makes it so we can sell even more fresh flowers than we would be able to sell without the dried flowers. So the dried flower bouquets are our #1 product because they actually do a lot for us.
Last year we actually sold so many of the dried flower bouquets that we got low on stock, so it's exciting to be able to stock back up before the start of the season and just have lots to draw from.
Now that we know everything that we have to work with, it's time to make some bouquets. We probably need 50 to 100 new bouquets, so we're gonna go through these piles and we're gonna put some fun stuff together. Too much.
It's gonna be a little bit of a
need zinnias. Or maybe rudbeckia? Really good. Nice and dramatic. I don't want to. Dramatic enough? Well, it will make me happy when it doesn't feel infinite anymore, because I'm 15 bouquets in and I haven't even made a dent in anything. There's so many flowers.
Serina got lots of really good looking bouquets done today, so I'm really excited about them. But now that they're wrapped, I gotta go to bed.
Well, we were making pretty good progress. We were getting pretty close to getting these dried flowers finally dealt with, but Ian has been gone, and without my partner, it's been hard to get motivated to get anything done. But today, I'm back at it. I'm down here. We need to get these boxes for the florists put away. I need to finally do the cleanup. Things are still a mess in this building. There's still flowers everywhere, and the goal is to not have flowers everywhere. The goal is to finally put these dried flowers away. It's funny because I made so many bouquets, I was just grabbing flowers nonstop, but it doesn't even seem like I made a dent. There's so many dried flowers in this building. And then there's this room, which is just, another stack of dried flowers. All of this needs to get cleaned up because this is where boxed up dried flowers are gonna live. The hard part of this process is deciding what it is that needs to stay and what it is that needs to go. There is a lot of really good looking stuff. This whole shelf behind me is just gorgeous. But there's also stuff that it's like, I have so much of it, I really don't need it. I can be choosy, I can pick through. You know, I don't want this room to be filled again with dried flowers to the point that we can't access them and we can't get them. We're going to be photographing the flowers for the florists and clearly marking on the boxes what we have available so that every time someone wants to buy dried flowers, we don't have to open up those boxes. Things are going to get sorted, things are going to get put away, and we're going to be ready for the season. These dried ranunculus are definitely in the keep pile. Every time I look over at these, I'm just like, oh, the colors. These are probably some of my favorite dried flowers of all. But then I see things like this bucket of weeping amaranth, and I'm like, you know, maybe this is not the best examples. I have all of these dried marigolds. I love the dried marigolds. They're one of my favorites. But I don't know that I need this many, especially because I have some really good samples up here that have been cleaned. The flowers are a little bit fuller than my other ones. You know, these are the keepers. Grasses and greeneries are great to have, but this bucket of Sweet Annie has faded out, and so this definitely needs to go. Okay, let's do this. It's easy to undervalue the dried flowers. You know, especially when I have a room full of them and it feels like I don't need them and they're just gonna go to waste. But the truth is they actually have real value. And that's the reason why we're packing these up for the florists. The dried flowers are very popular right now. Lots of florists are getting requests to do dried flower weddings. I've sold lots of, you know, $100, $200, $300 orders of dried flowers for people for events. They're in demand, and I have stuff that is quite different from what they can get from wholesalers. It's gonna be an advantage for me to have these dried flowers on hand. I wouldn't be surprised if I could potentially do a couple $1,000s in wholesale dried flowers. Lots of flower farmers struggle trying to figure out what to price their dried flowers at. And you know, there's kind of a huge range of opinions. Some people want to sell them for, you know, significantly less than fresh. Some people want to sell them for a lot more than fresh because they take work, they take effort to get them to the point that they're dried. But when you look at, you know, comparable wholesale prices, the dried stuff sells pretty similar to the fresh for pricing. And so that's where I'm gonna kind of stick my pricing at. Well, I'm making some progress. I have most of the stuff for the florist packed up at this point, but the problem is there's still flowers everywhere. I have these tables just loaded up with status, and I'm thinking rather than picking through, like, these just didn't get bunched in the way that I would like to have them to easily sell to florists. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break these down for my Christmas ornaments. We've decided the approach we want to take here on our farm to Christmas is, rather than doing, you know, like evergreens and things like that, we are going to be doing dried flowers. And the dried flowers specifically that we want to do aren't necessarily the bouquets. They sell a lot better for us down at the market. They're just not necessarily worth the effort to try to really push them at Christmas time. But no, Bo, please don't do that. But the item that does do incredible are these Christmas ornaments. We've been doing these dried flower Christmas ornaments. We tried them out the first time in 2021. People were really excited about them. We made a lot more. We did a really big holiday market in 2022, and the plan for 2023 is we're going all in. We're gonna make, you know, 10,000 of these little balls, and we are gonna sell them at multiple larger Christmas markets, as well as we're hoping to get them online so that all of you guys can buy them too, because you expressed so much interest in wanting to get them. We learned a really big lesson on selling 1,000 of these, which is we only use a couple of our dried flowers to make them. The openings on these are really small, and so we found broken down status, smaller straw flowers, some gomphrena, maybe some bits of larkspur, a little bit of greenery. That's all we really need to do these Christmas ornaments. But it takes a long time to put these all together. And so my goal going forward in the year is to have buckets that I fill up with each individual variety of status broken down, ready to go into the balls. Then when it comes time to want to stuff some of these balls, I just grab a scoop out of my white bucket or my yellow bucket or whichever color it is, and I go and I make them up. So I'm gonna work on the beginnings of my Christmas ornament bucket stash. Well, it's coming along. You know, I've been working at this all day, and it's, you know, it's starting to look a lot cleaner. I still have more breaking down to do. There's still lots to be saved, and honestly, there's probably still lots more that's gonna get thrown out. This coming year, we need to be more intentional about what we're doing with the dried flowers. You know, the dried flowers shouldn't become a problem. If we're more focused on only saving what we actually need, we won't end up with the same problem of, you know, having a mountain, having a room of flowers just everywhere. We're going to be saving a lot less and, you know, being smart and putting it away. It's exciting to think that with that done, you know, another day of work, it'll be finished, and then it isn't going to be long until this is where I'm going to be spending my time. Thanks again to Matchmaster for supporting this video. Don't forget to download Matchmasters from the link in the description or the QR code.